All right, what's up, people? We back. We're catching up with Coach. Got my man here, Brian Smith. Tell the people about Brian, man. Who's Brian?
Brian, native, Bristol native. Um, Definitely, I believe that I circle around the word empowerment. And that's what I embody. I grew to this, from South Jersey, from Bristol, through all of our trials, our tribulations, coming from our small town, our small county, and growing to the person that I am now. I just love to empower. I love to empower the people around me. Mission oriented, goal driven, and of course entrepreneurial driven as well, but always a social entrepreneur. Always want to look for ways to find a solution for our community, our people, etc.
Awesome stuff, man. Appreciate you, man. Stay on your grind, bro.
Indeed, brother.
Yeah, get into some good stuff here, man. What about encouraging Black love, man? How can we encourage that holistic picture of just, Black unity, Black pride, Black marriage, and, as a whole, man?
Man, that's one of those questions that's so many different, situation where you get to so many different problems. It's you got to have that many solutions for it. So it's
Yep.
not like a one solution because there's so many issues and so many problems that we face that it's hard to find one solution. And I think when we get in these type of conversations, whether it's on a panel or just on social networks or whatever the case may be, I think we get caught up in the one solution. And then we start to debate and argue that one solution where we got to start kind of breaking up all of our issues and kind of provide a solution for each individual issue because it's so many.
That's right.
So for me, like you said, for Black love and all of those things, actually just Black marriage and Black couples and Black relationships. Right now, dealing with Cole and Kofi, me and my girl right now, we kind of embody that whole principle too. So we are in the process of spreading that awareness and spreading that love and spreading that message for love in general, but definitely Black love.
Awesome, man. Appreciate you, man. That's cool, man. You finding love and everything like that. And just the way what it represents, man, it just represents strength to me. Not knocking anything anybody else have going on, but just when you see that Black male and that Black female, it just symbolizes like pride, man. It make you think of the motherland and just gives you hope. You know what I mean?
Most definitely. It's breaking barriers. It's definitely breaking barriers. It's changing the dynamic of our community. It's changing the dynamic of our homes. It's changing the dynamic in the way that we raise our kids, and is definitely breaking the barriers, and you creating that legacy. And that's kind of what it's about. It's kind of like bigger than us, right? Like that's something that Cole and I, we say all the time, that it's bigger than us. It's bigger than us. The ancestors got a bigger reason for us, a purpose for us. So we definitely strive and continue to strive to reach that purpose and live that purpose. So, and I think that's the same passion, the same emotion, the same energy has to go into every single aspect of rebuilding the Black community. It got to be bigger than us. And I think that's the issue. We so far behind that all of us collectively have to say that it's bigger than us. So therefore, you sacrifice the energy, you sacrifice the time needed to rebuild a community or rebuild your home or rebuild the schools or rebuild the youth mindset. Providing opportunities is going to take more than what the average community would do. Whether it's middle class, upper class, they already have the resources. They already have things systematically in place. So when you look at ours, we don't. So who's going to create that? We do. So therefore, we have to sacrifice that time, energy, and effort that we probably don't want to make the change, or we just sit back and continue having the conversation. But after the conversation, definitely action need to be taking place.
Exactly. I mean, yeah, and that's something that I know me and the judge talked about the other day, man, about how we don't get the luxury in the Black community to just be a teacher, just be a judge or an officer or a coach, that it's our obligation to have to reach back, because like you said, we so far behind, we can't just go back and work, as they say, an 8 and skate. We got
Right.
time. We got to go out here and tutor and, just give back, man, come up with programs just to do our part. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Indeed.
Yeah. And it gets rough. So What about college, man? You went to college, you finished, right?
Yep, indeed. Yep.
Yeah, I know, man. Doing these interviews has inspired me to want to go back and finish. You know, and like I try to tell people, man, like I would give my left arm to go and get that college experience. But like you said, we start from behind. We don't have those testimonials, or we don't really have that connection with the people who did go. They don't share the information the proper way. They might tell us to go to school, oh, it's cool, stay in school, and all that stuff. But if they would have really glorified it the way that I see it now as a middle-aged guy, like I know
Mm-hmm.
would have went. You know what I'm saying? Got away and went to a university. So how can we excite our young people about college, man?
I think more or less it's not just college itself, but more or less career. I think opportunities for past, where we from is the jails, a couple jobs for the females with some scrubs,
Yep.
being a teacher, and then, your basics, your cops, just the basic situations. But the thing is to excite us at the high school, middle school, early high school level, and being exciting them by exposing them to so many different fields and so many different avenues by engaging their talents.
Mm-hmm.
So, like you engage their talents through different programming and opportunities and things of that nature. But, the saying is, we got a choice. We have a choice. Everybody say the kids have a choice. They making their own decisions. They have a choice. As adults, our job is to provide them with as many positive options as possible. So when it's time to make a choice, they choose a positive one. The thing is, we're not providing with positive options and
That's right.
multiple, a whole lot of them. So when you're showing kids different avenues of careers and different avenues for them to express their talents and maximize their skills, then they start to align that with a career, or they start to align that with a dream. And then once that becomes aligned, you start to now see that, okay, I need to go to college for 4 years to do this, to become that, or 2 years with just an associate's. That's all I need to get an IT certificate or something like that, just to do my actual dream. So it's the dream first, it's the vision first, it's the goal first, it's what I'm passionate about first. And if I have to align that through college, then that's what I have to do to get there. But just throwing college on them in the time where they don't even understand why they're doing geometry and they feel like it don't even apply to real life, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, you can't get them to be excited about school further unless we're just pushing it down their throat. And then you get those 5-6 year college students because at year 3, they decide they don't even want to do this major anymore. You feel what I'm saying?
Exactly.
And now they got to switch majors because now they found their passion. But after 30, 40, 50, $60,000 in debt, now I found my passion, right?
Exactly.
So it's more of providing them with the opportunities now and allowing their passions to determine and their skill sets to determine their destiny and their goals.
Wow, that's awesome information, man. See, that's cool. And that's why it take us collectively, man, because I would have never knew that. It's just like you said, you putting it down their throat pretty much, and you pushing it, pushing it, pushing it. I like what you just stated, man. That's a good course of action, bro.
And appreciate you, brother.
Yep. So with that, the whole chase for money, power, respect, fame, have we allowed that to get in our way, in our ability to unite as Black people?
That's a good question. I don't think so. I think that is something across the board. I think
Mm-hmm.
fame that's an individual. I think that's situational.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think enough of us in general, whether we had fame, whether we have money, or whether we just the normal citizens, I don't think we all sacrifice enough for the next generation,
That's right.
regardless, right? Like, I feel like there are people on my level that do more for the community than people who are millionaires and have fame, et cetera, right?
Yeah.
So I think it's more of us embodying that principle as a whole, that no matter what, fame, money, regardless, we have an obligation to the next generation and to the communities, because nobody else is obligated to do anything for us but us.
That's right. That's the truth, man. And I know, like, even getting into problem solving, like, when people talk about beef and all that type of stuff on the streets, and how people always say, let's come to a peaceful solution. And I always try to tell
Mm-hmm.
people deeper than that. Like, when you get you get money and stuff involved, you get loyalties involved. It's kind of hard because usually the beef is centered around something. You know, it's not
Mm-hmm.
guys sitting down and saying, hey, man, let's fix this. It's like, hold on, man, you on my turf. You on my set. We trying to get this money. So that kind of brings that type of dynamic. You know what I mean?
Right. Well, on that. So if you're speaking on that, then that's a whole different code. So
Yeah.
now we're speaking on the street code.
Mm-hmm.
The street code comes with a whole bunch of lies. You understand what I'm saying?
Yep.
And when you're brought up in it, that's kind of all you know. So yeah, money and all that definitely going to get in the way of that. I mean, it's like one of those things that's really hard to break. Is that the street mentality? It's what you survive in. Some with the only area that they can thrive in, to be honest. All they know. That's why it's so hard for them to make the right turn. Some of them, like it's so hard because they made so many different wrong turns to get back right. It's easier to stay where you at than it is to swallow your pride and go down and get your diploma, your GED. Have another person sit down and tell you, hey, I need to help you read. I need to help you with this math so you can get your high school diploma. It's easier to go do what you got to do in the streets than go to this job interview and don't really know how to conduct yourself, right?
Wow.
Like, and have somebody tell you, no, you didn't get the job. It's easier to do those things than to swallow your pride and to go right.
Wow.
So that's a whole issue within itself, the street mentality. And it's not all our fault because it's systematic, but it is a mentality. So if it's a mentality, we can break it. But it's definitely difficult because it comes with a whole lot of set of issues. The music we listen to, the TV we watch, the survival mode, the environmental development that we're accustomed to. It just, it's so many different factors, and a lot of those factors we don't control.
That's right.
You feel what I'm saying? There's so many different factors to that mentality. It's ridiculous. So that's a whole nother beast within itself. It's almost to the point where people who do community development try to like go around it, right? Like, I'm not even going to try to solve the beef issues. I'm gonna let the beef people beef, and then I'm gonna go grab these youth. You feel what I'm saying? And grab the adults who want to make a change. Like, because it's so hard to break. It spends so much time and energy there. It's almost difficult to change, especially the adults. Like, it's difficult to change it.
Yeah, it sure is, bro. Yeah, man. So that's good information, man. That's powerful stuff, man. You definitely encouraging me with that. You know, like, and holistically, how do you think we can fix the Black community? Do we need to separate the two? Do we need to say the street people over here and those who want to be productive over here, and like in between? How do we do it?
No, I think it's gonna come with action. You got your first half. When you start something, no matter what it is, you got the first people who are going to see the vision. They're going to be on board from the beginning, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like the needle will point up a little bit, and then when people start seeing things happening and how they can benefit, then you get more people involved. And then after you get to that halfway point, that's when people start seeing it and then following it, and they see the benefit from it. They become a beneficiary, right? They see things changing. They see kids. They see opportunity, and then everybody follow along. I think the issue is people, when they first start a movement, they think that first needle point, everybody's just supposed to follow, right?
Yeah.
Like, no, it's not. That's not going to happen. You get your visionaries in there. You get the people who down to get on the board, to get on the streets and get on the ground, and you start there.
Yeah.
And not trying to change a whole community at a time, one sector at a time, one area at a time, one school at a time, where you put all of your resources in and you show how that change benefits everything, and then people start to pick on, and people start to catch on. So I definitely think taking that route is definitely a phenomenal way to go. Levi and I attempted that when I came home to do the documentary,
Mm-hmm.
right? Like, if that documentary would have been completed on the backside, that would have been a phenomenal way to start. Like, that's visuals. People see visuals. They hear the music behind it. They see the stories. They hear the solutions, right? Like, those type of things. Definitely in this new world, video, be creative in how you want to make the change and see the change by interviewing the people who was affected by the change and the growth, to create that situation where now people feel like, again, I'm a beneficiary in this and I want to be a part of it.
Exactly. And that's powerful information, man. So definitely, man, like you said, sector by sector, man, don't try to
Right.
take such a big bite at once because then
Hmm.
you wore out and you get frustrated. So I like that, man. Appreciate it. So
And
let the
it's too
people know
many.
what you got going on, man, with the new page and
Yes, indeed. So it's a lot going on. Some of it can't talk about it right now because we're still in our processes of creating our products and things of that nature. But with Cola and Kofi, that's our new YouTube page, our new IG page, and we definitely gonna promoting all of the consciousness and the holistic. Like you said, basically all our pillars is based around holistic love. So holistically,
awesome.
family legacy. We'll be bringing in the kids. We're doing family business, so they get to see how we changing the dynamic with showing the kids how to have their own business and write their own books and things of that nature. So we really want to show basically everything that we talked about in this whole segment. We want to show that through our YouTube channel. And then we'll definitely have products and books and things of that nature following. So that's what our family working on now.
Awesome. That's what's up, man. Thanks for coming on with Catching Up with Coach. Appreciate you, bro.
Indeed, brother. Appreciate you.
Yeah,
And
man.
salute to everything you're doing, brother. Honestly, you one of the ones silently killing them. You feel what I'm saying? Like you do things effortlessly and you can just tell it's from the heart. So I definitely salute you, bro. Keep this thing going. Keep it big. You know what I mean? Never stop doing your work, your due diligence, man. Salute to you. You're doing your thing out there.
All right. Likewise, bro.
All right, brother.
All right, man. Have a good night. God bless, bro.
Yep.